Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together!
Yeah!
So, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We have been having some fabulous diversion between what the intended character is and what Corazon demands they will be, and it has been a fun and interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, Asra has now shown up, and we are going to have to introduce people, so let's get on with it.
So again, there is no pulling quickly away from Nadia. There's just seeing that he's there, going, I must properly introduce the Countess because that's what you do. Because you don't just sit there on somebody who's that important, because why would you? She deserves it, right?
Right.
And then also, I guess I'll try to show some deference to Asra because, this is a more formal situation. That's what you do.
Informally, he is actually our master, so
Asra, I say calmly. You didn't tell me you were coming home, which is
say-
the first goddamn thing I say, not a Asra. This is the Countess Nadia.
Right.
Nadia, may I present Asra?
Right? I say, you're supposed to be completely uncomposed, but why?
Why?
I have had very different experiences with people, and if I'm not hiding anything, I don't jump. I'm like, yo, you know? And so I'm like, with the Countess, you shouldn't be hiding anything.
At all?
She has also not indicated that this is a secret in any way.
Nope.
So,
And
it's a little bit different. But also, does Asra normally announce to you that he's coming home?
It's okay. The MC is 3.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the MC doesn't really know. And actually, we had an interesting conversation, actually, after we finished a couple of the other episodes, where we were like, you know what? It is actually a thing to keep in mind that actually, your main character, according to at least the canon of the game, or the character at least that they're writing, it doesn't mean that you have to do that with your own apprentice, obviously, is that your own apprentice probably has literally no sexual experience under their belt at all. They have no memory about it, they have no, basically, attention, because they were spending all of their time basically relearning how to be a person. Are you really telling me now that, we're still giggling about it, going
based
Asra
on this route and the last route, I'll let you get there, okay? I was just saying, I'll let you get there. I'll say, you kiss people without any hesitation, without any thought about it, without any, this is my first kiss kind of thing. So who have you been kissing or been very comfortable with? And if it's sort of like muscle memory, it's all just coming back to you, functionally, but not, cognitively.
Right.
Then why isn't there a, whoa, what was that? What have I been doing? And so what my friend pointed out was going, well, if you are aware of, sex and what it is and how it works, whether you've done it or not, which it suggests that you're at least familiar with some of the pieces.
Right. That means that you got your sex ed probably from Asra!
Asra, the sex ed teacher.
Especially in this one, where it sounds again, I was super confused going, you're kidding me. Your main character hasn't gone out into the shopping district at all?
If we're super sheltered, and we haven't gone to other places in the city very much at all,
that sounds bonkers.
I was gonna say, then definitely anything we know is from Asra.
Right?
Whoa. Or books in the shop.
Right?
Once he taught us how to read, and then comprehension level.
Right.
At any rate, I wonder why he would ever, officially be I am reporting to you at all times, whether I'm coming home or not. Especially if you can't communicate over a distance, no cell phone, stuff like that. No regular phones. But I suppose that's supposed to be a jump of blah kind of thing, which is not happening here.
Not at all.
Your master. He's younger than I expected.
Woo.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, she says, sprawled out in the bed, leaning against the
she's
headboard.
fine.
She just looks glorious. She's completely all of her trappings off. She's not wearing her sleeves, her bracelets, her rings. She's not wearing her her headpiece, any of it. Hair down, very intimate and sort of thing. And she's just hello.
She's also very salty and crinkly.
On the lower half, Corazon going, I'm gonna have to wash the bed, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'll get the sand out of the bed, because I will tell you, if you've ever been around the ocean, the sand and the salt stick to your clothes, and they don't just fall off when they dry. You have to remove that stuff.
You really,
Anyway, Corazon here was showing me your lovely home.
From the bed.
In
fact.
Yes, there's a very good view from the bed. If you didn't know, you can see the whole room from here.
Alright. Don't go Julian. Fuck. I tell him. Giving her the extended tour, Corazon?
Quite extended.
I am surprised to see you here. I heard you at the palace. hunting down the murderer.
Well, you see, we got a bit soggy and had to take a break.
Ah.
Word has traveled far then. I hadn't realized I had announced my purpose so widely. Walks down the streets. I'm hiring an investigator to find my husband's murderer. Just shouts it everywhere. Go announce this in the streets. That and the Countess shall be hiring an investigator. Everyone's showing up at the castle. Women the investigator. No, she's already hired one. Shit, man.
Dang.
I was gonna do it. Word has traveled far, then. Perhaps you might have the answers we seek. After all, we're after your former partner, Dr. Dvorak. Dr. Dvorak.
Former partner?
Yes. You were working on a cure for the plague together, were you not? Under the sponsorship of my late husband. Asra, no, I don't remember the name Dr. Dvorak at all. No, I have wiped him from my memory. Goodbye.
Okay, so I have to have a question here. And sometimes, like, I understand the Arcana is not necessarily supposed to be a really serious game, but sometimes I get frustrated by it because it seems like it's taking stuff that would be very serious, very lightly. Asra just blushing makes no sense to me. Because why he would all go, yeah, Nadia, who's just here and doesn't seem like, because I think there's actually supposed to be some implied thing that they actually have a background together, but that she doesn't seem to be reacting to him at all in the same way, like, would probably mean to him going, oh, this is not an okay scenario where we're friends anymore.
Right, we're not friends.
Like, we're not friends. So him going, I'm gonna blush because you said partner. I'm like, are you okay, Asra? Like,
also, do you really not know the name Dr. Dvorak? Was it never used in your company or your presence at all?
Again, I think it really was, in this case, mostly for fun of going, oh no, were they in a relationship? Because that's what we're more interested about. We're not really so much interested in the mystery, or that people might have secrets, or things that you would have to basically investigate to learn about.
Oh.
You just sort of have weird,
it's just like, it's
romantic exposition.
It's to key the reader that partner was the important piece of that statement.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't even catch that at all, but nice pointing that out.
Well, because the thing is that I was kind of curious, because again, whenever they've had their interactions, even with Asra and Julian and the other route, I was kind of like, this seems sort of weirdly artificial. You know, like, they're kind of stiff, yes, but it's also
a little
like
performative, yeah?
Yeah, and it's in a way that I'm just kind of like, it feels like it's too much for the reader. I don't know, it's just weird. It doesn't work for me.
There is a level of the book, this game feeling a little performative for the viewer/reader at times, in a way that feels a little incongruent with the story for me. I say, but
and also just doesn't feel reasonable. Again, I would be like, have Asra going, oh, you're not the Countess I know, and him going, I'm more concerned, going, your late partner, Dr. Dvorak, you're looking for him to kill him, and going, I'm not gonna blush, I'm gonna be serious, and go, oh, this is what we're talking about.
Honestly, if he was going to blush, I would think it would be at the fact that Nadia is in a state of relative undress.
Right?
Like, not even like lacking a lot of clothes, but if you're not fully put together and you're the Countess, that's deeply intimate.
Yes.
You know? And so, that one, like, this picture is not representative of my late husband.
Yes, but I haven't seen Ilya in a long time. If he's in town, we haven't met yet.
And, I see. And you were not in contact with him when he burned my husband to death on his birthday?
Alright, question also that I have. Does Nadia know that his name actually is Ilya? That was a thing that was like a big, huge reveal in Julian's route.
It was!
That Julian's actual name is Ilya.
And I was going to actually have that and going, does she know him by both names? And why does she? And I guess she could be sort of like fronting of going, I assume if you use that name, you're referring to the same person.
Right.
Because I'm trying to fake that I haven't lost my memory kind of thing. But going, as far as I knew, she wasn't supposed to know either his or, Portia's real name. Right. Like, that was primarily who they were hiding it from.
Yes.
So that feels a little wildly different.
Like, this feels a little awkward, and again, also then, why your main character basically just fucking disappears and has even no internal dialogue and isn't going to be talking about going, Ilya? Is that Dr. Dvorak's name? Like, his first name?
It would be interesting to have something inside the MC's head while they're going back and forth a little bit, a pause to be like, Ilya? I don't know who that is.
Right.
And it seems that Nadia knows, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Are you sure so sure that Ilya's the one you want?
Do you have any other leads we might follow?
Well, it's time for me to sneeze. Excuse me. Do the sneeze.
Well, you see,
Well.
Countess, pardon.
Oh, I know. What if I offer you a reading?
Oh dear.
I can't help much with the actual investigation, but there might be something I can ask the cause for you.
Hang on. So you can't help out much with the actual investigation. What if she'd come and actually successfully tried to hire you? Are you going to turn your countess down?
So again, I'm having also a weird thing going. We've seen like we've dropped a lot of basically magic or the tarot. Like, aggressively.
This one has less of the tarot in it. The other one's a little bit more immediate about it. But again, they're supposed to have, like, different flavors, different story beats.
Right? Well, but that's fine, but I'm also just like, but you're supposed to be the magician's apprentice? So I don't understand why you wouldn't be like, this thing that I've had around my entire life, here, let me solve my problems using magic, because...
Also going, I was gonna say, first of all, Corazon hasn't used, like, any magic at all yet, which is interesting. I was gonna say, also, there's been no mention of the deck at all. And I find that interesting, additionally, because... Like, if we are gathering information, it seems like we would want to mention such a thing. On the other hand, we're probably trying to do it on our own and not bring our master in because we don't have our own tarot deck.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And there aren't apparently in this world tarot decks. It's just one the Arcana, this singular, unique magical item that Asra has created, which I find fascinating.
That he did in solitaire, and it makes total sense.
I want to play solitaire still for it. All right.
Yep.
I suppose it cannot hurt. Very well. I'll be interested to see how different the student is from the master. What?
Aye.
Because the master does tarot readings?
Sure. Perfect. We can go to the back room. Oh, Corazon, could I have the deck?
I guess we do have the deck?
Yeah, we took it from in the prologue, remember? You forgot about the prologue.
I forgot that in the updated prologue, he still gives you the deck. I forgot. Okay, so we did have the deck. It's interesting that we never tried to use it, but I guess if we're supposed to be really insecure and not very proactive, then that would make sense.
I don't even know.
I also love the fact that he's really just going to invite the Countess in her state of undress, if you will, with all of her, things and, off, to go down to the room.
I think the writer forgot. And that's literally just me, because there's been weird little things where, again, they're, like, making assumptions about stuff that, like, again, you didn't pick the premium scene, or you did pick the premium scene, and it's a little awkward.
Yeah, we bought the premium scene, she took off all of her stuff, like, except for her cloth. Like, every piece of metal has been removed from her, and I'm sticking with that, so I don't care.
Yeah, she's partially naked. I pull the cards out of my bag and hand them over to Asra, ignoring the strange feeling of loss.
Deck, no!
Stop yodeling.
Alright, 15 minutes later, after the Countess has re-adorned herself, folded her clothes correctly, put her corset back on, put all her rings back on, done her hair up, Astra sitting down there, lighting candles, making tea, rearranging the doilies, straightening the tablecloth for the 9th time.
Petting Faust, because we haven't also seen Faust at all, by the way.
I imagine Faust would be with him.
That's why I'm actually confused by him. Like, where's Faust?
Probably in the scarf, because that's where they usually hang out. It's cold at night, so they are, like, warm.
But usually they're like, I'm attentive, I'm here. Like, why would... I don't get it. I say, sometimes the costs can be difficult. Let's hope they're not tonight.
Either that or Nadia, power move, just sweeps down. Basically her clothes, essentially this sort of chiffon veil.
Right.
And she just walks in, hair completely down, sits. He's like, whoa.
Right. Dang. Nasra shuffles the deck with a flourish and spreads the cards out on the table.
Here we go.
Oh, I guess
we have to pick.
I think we do have to pick, which is very silly because it should just do it automatically because it's her.
Because it's her, not us, and we're also not doing the reading. So it's both of them interacting, so it's really weird for us to choose. That'd be hilarious. Nadia sits down, Asra deals out the cards, we reach in, that one. Whoa.
The chariot. Is there something you're trying to accomplish?
Yes! We've just established there's something we're trying to accomplish. To find a murderer. Oh my god. I heard you were trying to accomplish something.
She's also...
The words were in the streets.
I've heard also that you've tried to accomplish something. Nadia, I've also literally talked about that there are lots of reforms that I need to do. Why is this so...
And then Asra literally, after I've told you started trying to accomplish something, are you trying to accomplish something?
Come on.
It's fine. Of course. Looks at him like, did you not catch this the first time around when you said it literally to me? I want to capture the doctor and bring him to justice.
Well, yes, but what about afterwards? The chair is concerned where there's a greater goal you're missing.
So interestingly enough, She doesn't specifically want to capture the Doctor and bring him to justice. She's already talked to us about that. She wants to find out whether or not the Doctor is actually involved and guilty in any way, because she'd already discussed that bit. So she's either lying to Asra or trying to simplify things.
Or, again, we're not being consistent, or she's trying to see what he's getting at. She could be fronting in a way of going like, sure, this is my goal. I will pick the really simple thing, because I'm not vulnerable with you, because I don't know you.
Okay.
She said explicitly
Which
she's
is why
more
I said
vulnerable with us,
either that she's basically hiding it for reasons.
Yeah.
And trying to go, if I indicate that specifically I'm after him and killing him, will you react differently? Which seems interesting choice.
Right.
Concerned? The chariot needn't feel so. I suppose I have been single-minded, in a sense. It is easy to let this search for justice consume me. But it is on a rather strict timetable.
Because we
She
have to do
sneers.
the masquerade.
Except for, again, the masquerade isn't scheduled yet, or at least maybe it is scheduled in this route. In Julian's route, it wasn't scheduled.
Well, it says it was always for his birthday, so his birthday is coming up.
Right? So maybe it's already scheduled on his birthday.
I'm still disappointed. I share a birth month with Lucio.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys share a space.
I guess dumb-ass, himbo-aggressive madman. That works for me.
It's fine.
Why? If we don't capture Ilya by the time the masquerade starts, what will happen? It's actually a good question. Who cares?
It will be another example of how my house has failed this city. Another incompetence to add to the seemingly ever-increasing pile.
But also, like, I hate to tell you, Nadia, so based on what I saw in Julian's route, everybody fucking hated Lucio. I don't understand what this is, where everybody's like, oh no, we must play both sides of the fence, where it's like almost uniformly, except for the fact that people are like, yeah, I can wine and I can dine and I can drink. People still, when they were doing the bread and circuses in Rome, right, where bread and circuses came from,
yes,
they still hated the people who were in charge.
And the thing is so I think what's going on here is the people love the masquerade because bread and circus. I was gonna say, and the thing is she's trying to get out of the pile of disgusting junk that he's done. She's trying not to be lumped in with him as a ridiculous, grossly incompetent, hated ruler.
Then drop the masquerade, because that was Lucio's thing. It's not hers.
I think the intention is to reclaim it rather than drop it. In the same way that a lot of people, when something has been used to oppress them or as a sign of something indecent or disgusting, you try and shift it.
So her first move is to do a party and not actually, like, you know, do, like, here's some big, huge reforms, here's tax differences, here's basically programs we're putting in place.
Not going
Let's just do a party.
Yes, as far as
we're not
going to
address the systemic issue. We're going to talk about, you know.
Based on what I can tell, she doesn't actually have any, like, basically political council. Like, she doesn't have, unless the courtiers are actually in charge of different things, such as some of them are in charge of basically taxation and finance, some of them are in charge of infrastructure, other ones are in charge of, like, unrest and city, you know, function and stuff like that. Like, who does she talk politics with? Who votes on city changes or, you know, like advances or basically policy and law? Well, and if they're just a leadership, then there's still usually people. It's not like a king laying down a big law. There's usually a council of some kind.
Well, and it's also in this case, too. So this is the reason why I was kind of grumpy at the Arcana to begin with, where I'm going, like, I don't know if you're using basically the words, like, so a duchess does specific things, a countess does specific things. What does the countess do? You're using these words without seemingly attaching them to whatever their positions of power did. And I'm going, like, what do you...
That's what I wanted to know when I asked earlier. Does she even know what her position's influence is and what kind of power she actually holds?
Or is it they're treating a countess like a princess or a queen? Because I really kind of want to know how this power structure works out, because you could basically have her decreeing things, but I would like to know, like, still, that, though, like, what that means.
Even when you're decreeing things, you usually have advisors, you usually have a council, you usually have a whole ass court that isn't just attractive people who whine at you. They all have positions and functions.
I mean, and she said that the courtiers do have things. That's why you have the consul Valerius, you have the
But we know
praetor.
nothing about any of their jobs, and none of them have indicated where their influence is either.
I know!
So I wouldn't even know who to talk to. So maybe she's going with Party because while she has all these other things in mind, she literally doesn't know where to start.
Yeah, I don't know
And she
either.
doesn't even know who to talk to like, say, hire people to deal with flooding and build the, basically,
Who deals with infrastructure? Yeah, who deals with city properties? Who deals with this thing? Like, it's a big, important step if you're going to start dealing with some of this, but that's why I'm like, I don't know. I understand it's a bit nitpicky at some of the world building stuff, but it gets awkward where I'm kind of like, okay, well, go talk to those people. Go and, engage. And what she's doing is she's running around by herself with a main character that literally has no influence, no power, none of the information that she's looking for.
What I'm getting so far is that while she does have a commanding presence, she's not a skilled leader because she doesn't know how to delegate.
Yes.
She keeps saying it needs to be done, I'll need to take care of it, not I will need to put people on it.
Yeah.
But she did do with the whole, cheetah, I'll have my people contact your people, but who's the people?
I know!
Anyway,
I don't
it's going to be Pasha. Pasha will come in and free the red market and take the, cheetah back to the world.
It'll be fine.
That's it. She's an army of one.
It sounds like you're living under the shadow of someone else's mistakes. If you want to achieve your goals, you need to remove the obstacles.
I can't remove my dead husband's shadow from my good name. I'm quite sorry, I don't know how.
There's a place you've been avoiding. Somewhere painful and dark. That's where you'll find the answers. Asra gives a shudder and then sweeps the card back into the deck and pockets it. I hope that was helpful. That's the only reading you're doing?
Yep, just the one
that
card.
Is the tiny... Do one pep?
I was just saying...
Is it just sort of like
so there's
a query?
Different types of readings.
I know.
I was just saying, and I don't know a lot about them, but I've run into some, especially like on Tumblr, and when I've gently searched the actual function of tarot, and basically you can have different setups that perform different functions, and some people will do the most basic, cheapest, fastest thing that I've seen for professional readers is a one-card reading.
Okay.
So basically this is the absolute simplest possible thing he could do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's done.
Right. For the Countess.
Mm-hmm. As a suggestion.
As a favor.
I can't help very much. I just can't get involved.
I can't do more than one. It would be bad. I would spoil the whole plot.
I'd need a greater interpretation of cards run together.
Especially because, you have actual, supernatural, active elements tied to these cards.
I know.
That I'm like, dang. And I don't mean to put down anybody who does tarot, because I know some people really do have a very strong spiritual connection to their tarot. But as far as I understand, it can be a complicated process of going through several different spreads, really having to focus and think about it and purify yourself and whatever else. It depends on what you're going for.
Some people, there's a lot involved in it. This seems basic, if you will.
This is why, though, I always get frustrated, or I find fantasy worlds sometimes be goddamn hilarious, because they underutilize or they overuse basically their magic and they remove all the tension, or and then they don't know how to balance it because their writer's bad at it, or basically they just underutilize it because that's the only way they can preserve the tension, because they're like, why would Asra only, because for me I'm going, why would Asra only do a one-card draw? Right? It doesn't make any sense. I want to help the Countess figure out what the hell is going on with all these problems that are going on. Hey, let's solve the plague that's going on. I can really help you.
Perhaps he doesn't actually want to help.
Oh, okay, so he's just being more of a courtesan.
He's phoning it in. He's phoning it in, okay?
I hope that was helpful.
Yes? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Asra. Your insight was, how do we say in court bullshit? Illuminating.
I got it.
Courtesan. Just smirk.
Courtesan sitting there, just very slow smile.
Come, Courtesan. There is one more stop we must make before the night is out. Now that we are no longer cold, while we are nonetheless crispy.
All right, Chapter 3. The Abandoned Wing. We're gonna go and be incredibly crispy.
The Abandoned Wing. Flap, 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 flap. Oh.
Yes. Oh. Nadia leads me through the halls of the palace, eyes distant as she approaches the dog's step.
I love that we just call it the dog stairs, the dog step, the dog stairway. It's just
right.
Belongs to them.
For some reason, Mercedes and Melchior are nowhere to be seen. We are alone in the halls. Nadia's been quiet since we left the shop, though it's different from the grim silence of the lazarette.
That is a long walk to not have said really anything.
Maybe we went and we cleaned ourselves up, and then we're just sort of enjoying being clean.
No, but
damn, I would be enjoying being clean.
Yeah, but given that she hasn't changed her outfit or anything, I imagine you are wearing the same
Identical outfit.
I was gonna say, she took it off. She went upstairs afterwards, took everything off, washed it all, hung it to dry over the stove, cleaned herself, redid her hair, readorned herself, and then
perfumed herself.
And then walked out of Astra's place at 2 o'clock in the morning like a boss. Took you till 4 a.m. to get back to the castle, and now you are striding down the halls.
No, it took us all day, like half a day, like
It's
8 hours.
Takes you like till 2 p.m. the next afternoon to get to the castle.
God. Anyway, it's fine.
Honestly, I bet you she walks out of Asra's shop and she immediately goes to some nearby authority connection who's like, bring me a carriage.
Yes.
And then you just ride back to the castle.
Which would cut it down to what, like 4 hours?
Oh my god. I mean, we cut it down to like an hour, I imagine. It's supposed to be freaking far away. Anyway, no one dares touch Lucio's wing. Pep, his feathers. Don't touch them.
Don't touch them.
I'm told the servants make it a habit of avoiding it. Though I don't know, because I don't remember anything. One shouldn't blame them. Lucio's death is larger than even his life. There are apparently rumors the wing is cursed.
For reasons.
I was gonna say, I love that she can share the information that she's gathered, but not really in this sort of way of going, I might know this, but I've sort of just learned this because I don't remember it.
Right.
Let us see for ourselves, shall we? Corazon?
Dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun.
We're back here again. All right. The air grows colder as we ascend the stairs, faintly tinged with the scent of pepper.
Taste.
I put scent.
Yeah, it's okay.
Anyway, ascend into taste, and I don't know why I did that. Taste of pepper and iron.
It's okay, because it's peppered iron. Num, num, num,
Num,
num,
num,
num.
No light from the hall below reaches the top step. I hesitate. No, I don't. Every bone in my body, chill as fuck.
I am here. I feel as though it is trying to unnerve me.
That would be fine.
I actually love those ones where you are a sensitive magical individual, and you basically have that experience in like D&D where you're immune to the spell fear.
Right.
And so what you go is, I feel as if the place is trying to scare me, trying to terrify me. It seems as if every inch of this place is meant to is radiating fearsomeness. I feel it stays outside of me.
I dislike it strongly.
Exactly. You seem reluctant, due to the dust, no doubt.
Yeah.
What do you sense?
We shouldn't be here, or darkness. I mean, just dark.
It would be darkness.
It would be darkness.
It's just dark.
It would
I love that it's capital darkness, though. Tim Curry walks in.
Tim.
It's darkness crunching his hooves on the tile. Just
Corazon.
Whoa.
You are therefore far more impressive than Lucio in this case, yes?
Good job.
Good job, Lucio.
No!
Darkness. It swirls around us now, almost like a tangible thing. So thick, I could choke on it. If I let it bother me.
Looks at darkness. So thick, I could choke on it.
Aye.
Whoa. He's thick now. Officially, darkness is thick.
Yes. But
Right.
it also doesn't seem dangerous. Not exactly. A little bit of risk is how this works. It feels welcoming.
Darkness.
Well, that seems...
Looks at darkness, hand to chest, darkness.
Oh my.
Well.
Oh my.
I didn't realize you were living in my corridors.
Dang.
You don't seem concerned. Then I won't be either. I trust you will lead us well. This place, I did not expect it to be so cold. Suddenly I wish for a shawl, some support, some warmth. Puts a hand around Corazon, pulls them closer. Something to keep the chill away. It's too dark to see anything. Corazon, a light?
I lift my hand, focusing my magic in my palm, trying to summon a ball of light.
Trying?
A small flicker, like the shadows are trying to smother it.
Okay.
I refocus, forcing the light to shine a little brighter. The weak glow dances across our faces, illuminating them from below.
There is magic here. I feel like Corazon would comment on the fact that clearly the darkness here is actively trying to stop your light, and it would be interesting to do a share of going, the darkness is resistant to my light.
This is annoying.
And
also
going,
interesting. What
interesting.
quite of course.
Yes. Thank you.
Nadia, are you alright?
The eyes. Looking around. I assume Nadia looking around.
Yes.
They're gone.
Where?
It has gone. It has gone.
But we're gonna find out what eyes are gone in the next one! Hey! So if you've already seen the other playlist, you already know what this is. So, but thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And if you're interested in trying to, like, basically correct any of our, like, kind of trying to understand the experience of this world, you can share if you want to, but we're not looking for any kind of spoilers. We're trying to sort of see what this world becomes if you play it blind, one route to the next, and what we do understand about everyone and everything.
Right.
We do definitely welcome your engagement.
We're super cool with theorizing, because theorizing is what we obviously like to do. It's just the big thing, we don't want to be spoiled on the game, so
yes. So if you have something in plot and it's just like you will get that answer later, please feel free to call it out. Otherwise, you can snicker at your own superior knowledge. And in the meantime, I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!